Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about how myths and legends, fairy tales, are based in truth. This is what J.R.R. Tolkien believed. He was, how he got C.S. Lewis back to Christianity was, him and a friend of theirs was, walking and they were talking about the Bible, and he told him, hey, the Bible is a myth, but one that came true. And so that goes to the whole thing of myths, legends, fairy tales, all have fact in them. There's just a grain of truth that is hidden in false stories about heroes and their exploits and all that. So, you get these things that happen and, they're passed on from generation to generation, and as you go down the generations, the truth gets lost. The stories change. Now, so all the heroes, real people, what's written about them isn't really real. I believe Tolkien was right that myths, fairy tales are based on fact, that the Bible is a fairy tale because it has every essence of a fairy tale, but it's a fairy tale that came true. Now, this is an example I'm going to give from the Bible about the story of in Genesis chapter 6, about the flood of Noah, why it was sent. I'll start off by saying that, there are people who don't believe that the flood was global, that it was regional. That's what I believe, because, again, a lot of these churches, what they're teaching is just traditions that aren't fact. They're based in fact because, they get all their stuff from the Bible, but, there's all these doctrines out there, they're not all true. So, anyway, Genesis chapter 6, God tells Noah to build an ark. Well, what was going on was the sons of God saw the daughters of Adam, that they were beautiful, and wanted to go down and mate with them. Wanted to marry them, have children with them, and that's what happened. These children were a race of giants. There is, proof that giants existed. We have bones of giants. Now, we know throughout history, and even today, there are people who are tall, 7 feet, 8 feet. We would consider them giants. Now, the giants in the Bible were probably that tall. Maybe they were a little bit taller. But if you look at the Greek myths, this all fits. Like, these giants were half human, half angel. Now, how this mating and all that took place, we don't know. We're not told. But it happened. The flood was sent to destroy the giants. Noah and his family didn't intermingle. That's why God found that he was perfect. Perfect here does not mean, he never sinned. It just means that he had a perfect pedigree. There was no intermixing with the Nephilim. Obviously, Satan had a lot to do with this happening, because he knew that God was going to send his only begotten son, and he wanted to stop it any way he can. So after the flood, there was a second influx, and so that's why the Israelites went in, and God told them, hey, kill the Canaanites. That's why, because they were half human, half these things. So whenever I watch the show Ancient Aliens, yeah, it's a lot of stuff's very. I like to laugh at it, but there is a grain of truth in a lot of that stuff. It's just it's a lot of fluff, and you believe whatever you want to believe. That's fine. I will never discourage anyone from doing that or stop anyone from doing that. You believe what you want. And so, yeah, when you think about the Greek myths, the gods are basically the fallen angels, and the heroes are the giants. And these giants were, of course, evil. Obviously, the heroes in Greek myths aren't. But, again, it's truth, but it's an embellishment of the truth. And you see that a lot in there. And, yeah. We have a modern myth about, UFOs and space aliens. Most of that stuff, obviously, most encounters people have had with supposed UFOs, there's always an explanation for it. I mean, they're mistaken, their mind is playing mind or eyes are playing tricks on them. It's some kind of government craft that's being experimented on. But a very small portion of these, I believe, are real. And this is who I think's in them, is these fallen angels. We know that they exist. We know that God has his angels. Well, how are they going to fly without wings? Well, here's a way to do it. And I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people, but you got to think about it. And yeah, maybe I'm completely wrong. Who knows? Maybe I'm crazy. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about today, about how myths are based in fact. And I will be doing another video here soon. Probably come out tomorrow. It'll probably come out tomorrow. Contemplating whether or not I'll post it onto YouTube. It might just be for Rumble only, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, take care and you all have yourselves a good day. I know I will.